My beloved, my precious one, my child of light, why are your hands trembling right now as your eyes meet this message? Because something inside you finally recognizes a voice you have been waiting for without even knowing it. Even before you clicked this, your spirit felt a pull, a silence, a strange knowing. And now that you're here, I need you to breathe slowly and stay with me because what unfolds next has the power to reroute your entire path. You may think this is just another message, but heaven has been preparing this moment for longer than you realize. Beloved, let me draw you into a truth you've avoided for years. You are not reading this by coincidence. You were guided here. Archangel Michael says, he has watched you hesitate, watched you shrink, watched you doubt your own strength, and yet he has never stopped calling your name before God. And today heaven finally opened a window wide enough for this message to reach you without interference. If your heart feels heavy, it's because this is touching wounds you never told anyone about. Listen closely because this part is important. The battle around you has not been random. Every delay, every confusion, every sudden pain, something was trying to keep you from arriving at this moment. Heaven has been pushing this message toward you again and again, but distractions kept stealing the moment away. And now that you're here, the spiritual world is holding its breath, waiting to see if you will stay long enough to hear what is meant to free you. My beloved, you have carried pain like armor. You've walked into rooms pretending to be strong when your heart was barely holding together. You've smiled when you wanted to collapse. You've loved people who didn't know how to treat your heart gently. And through all this, God has watched you, not with judgment but with a tenderness deeper than you can imagine. God says that not one tear you cried went unnoticed. Not a single moment of your suffering was wasted. But today something shifts inside your story. A divine turning. A quiet cracking open of your next chapter. This message is not here to remind you of your pain, it's here to show you the door that pain was guarding. Every scar you carry is becoming the evidence of why you are being lifted higher now. Heaven did not overlook your endurance, heaven documented it. And beloved, I need to tell you this with urgency. Your spirit has been exhausted because you've been fighting battles you were never meant to fight alone. Archangel Michael says, he stood by you during moments you didn't even know were spiritual attacks. He shielded you when you felt like giving up. And now he's here saying, my beloved, the season of survival is ending. The season of rising has begun. Let this next part sink deep. The reason your life never fit the mold, the reason you always felt different, the reason no one fully understood you, it's because you were never made for ordinary paths. Heaven marked you early. You carry a calling that is bigger than your fear and older than your pain. And no matter how far you feel you've fallen, God says, your purpose has never been cancelled. My beloved, you have been questioning if you are still worthy of blessings. You've wondered if God has turned away, if your mistakes pushed you out of grace. But God says, my child, I did not choose you because you were perfect, I chose you because I saw your heart. Your failures never disqualified you. Your struggles never erased your name from heaven's plan. You are still chosen, still held, still protected. And now something even deeper is unfolding. The spiritual atmosphere around your life is shifting. Decisions are being made in rooms you haven't entered yet. People who once overlooked you will remember your name. Opportunities that were stuck will start to move. God says, the alignment has begun. And Archangel Michael says, the interference that once blocked your path has lost its hold. Stay with me. Don't drift. You need to know this final truth: you are stepping into a season where what was hidden will be revealed, where what was delayed will be delivered, where what was broken will be rebuilt. But you must stay connected, stay attentive, and stay awake to the message heaven is trying to send you. If this reached your hands, it means a chapter is closing and a greater one is rising. And beloved, if anything in your heart is whispering, "This is for me," then hold on to that whisper, because it is heaven guiding you home. If this message stirred something inside you, let your spirit stay connected. Like, share and subscribe so you never again miss what heaven is trying to deliver into your life. Your journey is shifting, your story is opening, and heaven is not finished speaking to you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Beloved, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal cuts deeper than everything said before. The real reason God chose you is not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Even when you crawled, even when you broke, something inside you kept reaching for the light. Heaven noticed what the world ignored. And God says, "My child, I saw your heart long before you knew my plans. But stay with me, because this part will shake you." The very pain you thought disqualified you has been the proof of your calling. Every sleepless night, every silent cry, every season where your soul felt numb, those were not signs of abandonment. Those were signs of preparation. You were being shaped in rooms no one saw, refined in battles no one knew you were fighting. And Archangel Michael says, what tried to destroy you became the fire that awakened you. Now let me pull you into the truth the enemy hoped you'd never discover. You carry a light that threatens darkness without you even speaking. That's why people tried to dim you. That's why betrayals came from those you trusted most. That's why the path you walked felt heavier than others. Heaven wasn't punishing you, it was protecting you, setting you apart, preserving the parts of you that the world wasn't allowed to corrupt. And here's the twist your spirit already feels coming. Your breaking point was actually your turning point. God says, He intercepted the moment your strength failed, because that was the exact second His strength stepped in. The moment you lost control was the moment He took complete control. The moment you said, "I can't," was the moment heaven whispered, "Watch me." Beloved, breathe, because the next truth will make your heart tremble. The heaviness in your home, the sudden waves of sadness, the silence that felt unnaturally loud, those weren't coincidences. They were signals of a spiritual war around you. But not once did darkness win. Every attack was met with a strike from my sword. Every shadow that got close to your doorway was burned away before it could touch you. That's why you never lost your mind. That's why you didn't drown in the depression that tried to swallow you. You were surrounded, yes, but you were protected always. And now heaven has issued a command. Not a suggestion, not a whisper. A command that the season of attack ends here. God says, enough, enough fear, enough guilt, enough chains, enough cycles. This chapter of spiritual warfare closes the moment you accept the truth of who you are. But I must warn you with love, your destiny cannot activate if you run from this moment. The enemy is pushing distractions at you right now, trying to pull you away even as you read. Doubt is whispering, this isn't for you. Shame is trying to remind you of your past. But hear me clearly, those voices are the last screams of an enemy losing its grip. Heaven is louder today. Let me take you deeper into the truth God wants you to hold. You were never chasing a blessing, you were carrying one. And the moment you realize this, the lock breaks, the chains fall, the doors swing open. God says, you are not stepping toward victory, you are stepping from victory. Everything you thought you lost is about to return in ways you never imagined. And beloved, destiny is not waiting patiently, it's pressing against your spirit. This is your intersection moment. The place where old battles end and new glory begins. The place where heaven interrupts the pattern of your life and redirects your footsteps. The place where the story stops hurting and starts unfolding. But you must understand the weight of what is happening right now. Your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. Prayers you forgot you prayed have resurfaced. Promises you thought were dead have been pulled out of the divine archive. And Archangel Michael says, the seal has been placed, the shift has begun. Listen closely, you are not here by coincidence. You are here because heaven cornered your destiny so you couldn't escape it. This message didn't find you, it was sent for you. Delivered at the exact second your spirit was ready, even if your mind wasn't. And now I must give you the truth the enemy fears most, you are rising. Not slowly, not quietly, but undeniably. You are stepping into the version of yourself heaven has been preparing behind the scenes. The version that walks with clarity, the version that carries authority, the version that darkness cannot intimidate. But before you rise, I need you to make a choice. A holy, courageous, life-defining choice. Will you keep seeing yourself through the lens of your wounds? Or will you finally see yourself through the eyes of heaven? Because God says, my child, if only you knew what I placed inside you. And I say to you now, your yes will change everything. If this message is speaking to your spirit, pause and honor heaven's timing. Take a breath, let this truth settle in your soul. And when you're ready, like this video so it reaches someone who needs saving tonight. Share it with someone whose spirit needs strength. And subscribe so you never miss the voice heaven sends to guide you forward. Your rise begins now. You are not only loved, my child, you are feared in the realms you cannot see. The enemy does not fight the weak, it fights the chosen. And the weight you have carried all these years has been the proof of how powerful your future truly is. But listen closely now, because heaven is shifting something around you as these words reach your spirit. This is not just encouragement, this is a divine announcement that your season of hiding is ending. There is a reason your heart is beating faster right now. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet pull inside you, that sense that something larger than life is brushing against your spirit. That is heaven signaling that your breakthrough is not coming from the distance, it is standing right in front of you. God says, your name has been written on blessings that are already on their way and nothing can intercept them this time. And here is the truth no one ever told you, your calling has always been louder than your circumstances. That's why chaos tried to surround you. That's why people misunderstood your heart. That's why every time you came close to peace something tried to shatter it. But what the enemy didn't know is that every attack was only sharpening you, preparing you for the greatness heaven already placed in your hands. Let me pull you deeper now, beloved, because heaven is showing me something about you. There were nights when you stared at the ceiling wondering why your soul felt heavy even when your life looked normal to others. That heaviness was not depression, it was awakening. It was your spirit recognizing that you were created for more than survival. You were made for impact, for legacy, for divine purpose. And now that purpose is rising. But I must warn you gently, destiny does not open for those who hesitate. You are standing at a gateway that does not stay open forever. There are things you need to release, decisions you must make and steps you cannot postpone anymore. If you delay, the enemy will attempt to weave confusion again. But if you choose to stand firm, heaven will flood your path with clarity that washes away every fear. Listen closely, my child, because what comes next is sacred. God says, the chains that held you in past seasons are breaking in this one. The loneliness that once crushed you is turning into strength. The rejection that once wounded you is becoming protection. And every voice that spoke against you will soon fall silent as God prepares a table for you in full view of those who doubted the vision planted inside you. And I must tell you this because heaven insists you hear it, the person you were a year ago, even a month ago, will not be the person stepping forward from this moment. You have been shedding old layers, outgrowing old environments and breaking free from cycles you didn't even know were binding you. This transformation was not accidental. It was the hand of God reshaping your destiny behind the scenes. My child, lean closer because this next truth will change how you see everything. You have not been losing people, you have been losing weight. Heaven has been removing those who cannot walk with you into the next chapter. You have not been delayed, you have been positioned. You have not been forgotten, you have been hidden until the appointed hour. And now that hour has arrived. There is a suddenness coming to your life, an acceleration that will feel like stepping into a rushing river. Everything stagnant will begin to move. Everything broken will begin to mend. Everything missing will begin to return. And the blessings that once felt impossible will feel effortless because they were never meant to come by struggle, they were meant to come by divine release. But listen, beloved, because heaven is urging one final revelation into your spirit. You have been trusting God with your tears. Now He is asking you to trust Him with your future. The same God who carried you through the valley is now leading you to the mountain. And when you stand on top of what once tried to bury you, you will finally understand why the battle was so intense. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. And now heaven is ready. And so are you. But beloved, before you question the timing, hear this truth that heaven has been shouting over your life. Delay is not denial, delay is development. You were being shaped in the shadows, strengthened in silence, refined in fire so that when the blessing finally arrived, you would have the character to sustain what your spirit prayed for. God was not withholding from you, He was preparing you for the weight of what He's about to release. And what's coming is heavy, not heavy with burden but heavy with glory. Feel this in your spirit. The shift you sense is not imagination. It is the spiritual ground beneath your feet beginning to move. Doors are not just opening, they're trembling. Paths are not just clearing, they're being carved with precision. And even now angels are aligning things you thought were impossible. What you lost is returning in a form so transformed that you won't recognize it at first glance. Listen closely, my child, the reason your life felt like warfare was because heaven was stretching your capacity. You asked for more and more requires stretching. You prayed for elevation and elevation requires endurance. You begged God for a breakthrough and breakthroughs are born in pressure, not comfort. Every moment you felt forgotten you were being prepared. Every season you felt invisible you were being infused with divine strength. God has been building a foundation inside you that storms cannot crack. But now something even more sacred is happening. Heaven is unveiling the season where everything begins to make sense. Suddenly the losses, the tears, the delays, the betrayals, the nights of questioning, they will connect like pieces of a divine puzzle. What once felt random will reveal its purpose. What once felt painful will show its wisdom. What once felt empty will overflow with meaning. And child, I must reveal a secret that will shake the weight off your shoulders. You were never waiting for the blessing. The blessing was waiting for you. Waiting for your heart to mature, waiting for your faith to sharpen, waiting for your spirit to awaken. And now it has. That is why everything around you feels like a breaking but your soul feels like a becoming. But listen, there is more you must know and it cannot wait. There are people who will not walk with you into this next season. Not because they are evil but because they were never designed to hold the version of you that is rising now. Some connections were for survival, not destiny. Some relationships were for chapters, not lifetimes. Do not cling to what heaven is removing. Release is not rejection, release is redirection. And beloved, here is where the story turns. For every person heaven pulls away, God is sending another who carries purpose, alignment and divine assignment. These new connections will speak life into you, not drain you. They will water your growth, not wither your spirit. They will recognize your value without being threatened by it. Some of these people have already been stirred in their hearts about you without knowing why. Heaven has been preparing them for this moment. Now hear this with the seriousness of prophecy. The enemy is terrified because the veil over your identity is falling. You are beginning to remember who you truly are. Not broken, not forgotten, not unworthy. Chosen, marked, covered, destined. And once a chosen one awakens, hell loses jurisdiction. The attacks increase right before the elevation because the enemy knows what you're stepping into even before you see it. But you must understand something deeper. The battle around you intensified because the oil on your life thickened. Every loss added a layer. Every tear carved capacity. Every heartbreak increased the anointing flowing through you. That is why you carry a depth that others do not understand. They didn't live your nights, they didn't feel your storms, they didn't survive your prayers. And now heaven declares, no more shrinking. No more doubting. No more apologizing for your calling. What God placed in you is awakening, and this time you will not dim it to make others comfortable. You are rising into the identity you tried to run from. You are stepping into the season you feared you weren't ready for. You are becoming the person your spirit knew existed long before your mind accepted it. But child, I need you to prepare yourself. The blessings coming will not be small. They will challenge your capacity. They will demand readiness. They will require faith. Get your spirit aligned. Get your mind clear. Get your heart open. Heaven is not sending droplets, heaven is sending a flood. And here is the final truth you must carry like a seal upon your soul. Nothing you lost will return the way it left. It will return transformed, multiplied, sanctified, elevated. And you, the one who almost gave up, the one who cried silently, the one who questioned everything, you will stand at the center of a testimony that will silence every doubt and glorify every promise. The change is not coming. It has already begun. But beloved, here is the part no one warned you about. When God accelerates your life, it will feel overwhelming at first. The very blessings you prayed for will arrive so quickly that your mind will try to catch up with what your spirit already knew. Do not panic when the pace increases. Do not question it. Do not shrink back thinking, is this really for me? Yes, it is for you. Heaven does not make mistakes. When God unlocks a season, nothing and no one can delay it. Not your past, not your doubts, not even the shadows that once followed you. This time the light will outrun every darkness. And listen closely, because this next part is crucial. When your breakthrough appears, it will not look fragile. It will not look temporary. It will come stamped with God's fingerprints, unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable. Even the people who doubted you will have no choice but to say, this had to be God. That's how powerful this next chapter is. But let me take you deeper, beloved. There is a shift occurring inside you that is even greater than the blessings happening around you. You are outgrowing what used to break you. You are rising above what once made you feel small. You are stepping into the identity heaven scripted for you long before your first breath. You can feel it, that quiet strength forming in your chest, that clarity sharpening your vision. That is not confidence. That is calling. God says, this is your becoming season. Everything you lost was preparing space. Everything you endured was shaping purpose. Everything you survived was teaching you to carry greatness without fear. And now heaven is whispering, walk, move, step into what I placed inside you. But beloved, understand this, elevation requires separation. Not everyone from your last chapter can walk into your next one. Some people will distance themselves. Some will misunderstand you. Some will question why you're changing. Do not let that stop you. Caterpillars lose many connections when they enter the cocoon, but what emerges has wings. You cannot dim your wings just to make others comfortable with your old form. You must hear this now. God is positioning you for divine encounters. Someone you have not met yet will speak a single sentence that changes the way you see your future. Someone will recommend your name in a room you never entered. Someone will offer you an opportunity that rewrites your path. These are not coincidences, these are divine alignments. And beloved, your spirit already senses it. That quiet excitement, that sudden peace, that inner knowing that something big is approaching. That is heaven nudging you, telling you, prepare yourself. It's closer than you think. And let me warn you gently, the enemy will attempt distraction right before the blessing arrives. Old temptations will resurface, old wounds will try to reopen, old insecurities will whisper again. Do not fall for it. Whenever breakthrough approaches, warfare increases because darkness panics before light takes over. But this time you won't break, you won't bend, you won't fall back into what you've already healed from. You will recognize the trap and walk past it with spiritual confidence. Archangel Michael says, your path is guarded. Nothing formed against you will stand. No weapon designed against your elevation will prosper. Even the plans spoken in secret will collapse before they ever reach you. You are surrounded, you are protected, you are covered. And now let me take you even further. Your future is not just shifting, it is expanding. Doors you never prayed for will open. Blessings you never imagined will unfold. This next season will not just bring restoration, it will bring revelation. You will understand why God said no to certain things. You will realize why some people had to leave. You will see why the delay was necessary. Heaven was not withholding, heaven was preparing. But child, your response matters now. When the opportunity appears, do not delay. Do not overthink. Do not doubt yourself. Say yes boldly. Step forward fearlessly. Move with the confidence of someone chosen, someone marked, someone protected by divine order. Because hesitation can cost you what heaven is handing you. And hear me clearly, the version of you that is rising is not fragile. You are stepping into maturity. Into spiritual power. Into emotional stability. Into clarity that will silence every lie spoken against you. This is not a small shift, this is a transformation that will echo across every area of your life. Beloved, your story is entering its strongest chapter. The blessings coming will redeem every tear. The joy ahead will make every heartbreak worth it. The favor unfolding will silence every doubt. And when you look back, you will say, now I understand, now I see why it all had to happen. Your season has changed. Your atmosphere has shifted. Your destiny has awakened. Walk forward, heaven is already waiting for you. Beloved, before you take your next breath, hear this. What is approaching your life carries too much glory to be missed by a wandering mind. This is why heaven is fighting for your focus. This is why distractions suddenly increased. The enemy fears what happens when a chosen one finally sees clearly. But you are rising above the noise now. Something in your spirit is sharpening, aligning, awakening in ways you cannot explain. Stay here with me because what I'm about to reveal is the very thing your soul has been sensing in the dark. You must understand this powerful truth: the shift you are stepping into isn't ordinary, it is generational. The blessings coming toward you are not just for you, they will ripple through your family line, healing what was broken before you were born. Patterns that held your bloodline hostage are being shattered. Cycles that repeated for decades are collapsing. You are the interruption, you are the turning point, you are the declaration heaven chose to rewrite your entire lineage. That is why your battles felt ancient, you were fighting demons your ancestors couldn't. And beloved, you are winning. But listen carefully, for heaven is not done revealing. The restlessness in your spirit is not a warning, it is confirmation. You have outgrown environments that once felt comfortable. The conversations you tolerated no longer feed your soul. The places you once fit into now feel small. This is divine discomfort. God is stretching you because the life ahead requires a version of you that fear cannot recognize. You are not breaking, you are expanding. And now I must tell you something sacred: your prayers have reached a point of saturation. Do you remember the words you whispered when you thought no one heard? Heaven did. Each prayer has been filling a cup you could not see. And beloved, that cup is tipping. Answers are beginning to spill into your reality in ways that will shock you. Not delayed, not denied, delivered. There will be moments in the coming days when you stop and whisper, "I just thought about this, how did it happen so quickly?" That is the speed of divine timing catching up to your destiny. But I need you to stay anchored because elevation attracts both favor and opposition. Some people will pretend to support you while quietly hoping you fall. Others will question your blessings, unable to believe that someone like you could rise. Let them talk, let them wonder, let them doubt. Their disbelief cannot delay what heaven has already stamped with your name. You do not need their agreement, you only need God's alignment. And beloved, you already have it. Now lean in because what comes next requires courage. God will present opportunities that look bigger than your confidence. Doors will open that scare you because they prove how far you've come. But do not shrink. Do not second guess. Heaven is not giving you what you can handle, heaven is giving you what you were created for. Walk into rooms you once felt unworthy of. Speak where your voice once trembled. Stand where you once hid. This is your moment to step into the identity you tried to downplay for too long. And beloved, I see another truth unfolding: divine replacement. For everything you lost, something greater is coming. For every person who left, someone better aligned will enter. For every opportunity that slipped away, a more powerful one is being prepared. The universe is not taking from you, it is clearing space. What was removed was too small. What is coming fits your future, not your past. You will soon understand why certain doors had to close abruptly. But there is one thing you must guard with everything inside you: your peace. Peace is the compass of this next season. If something disturbs it, it is not for you. If someone disrupts it, they are not meant to stay. If a path confuses it, that path is not aligned. Peace will guide you more surely than any sign, prophecy, or confirmation. Follow it relentlessly. And now, beloved, let me unveil the deepest truth heaven has been waiting for you to hear. You are stepping into the season where your identity becomes undeniable. The version of you that the world overlooked is rising to the surface. Your confidence will return. Your voice will strengthen. Your vision will sharpen. You will no longer apologize for your light. You will no longer shrink to make others comfortable. God is restoring the fire you thought was gone. But before this transformation fully unfolds, heaven needs one thing from you, a yes. A yes to letting go of what broke you, a yes to believing you are worthy, a yes to stepping into blessings that your past self could not imagine, a yes to choosing faith over fear. That simple yes will unlock a cascade of divine movements that have been waiting behind the veil. Beloved, the shift is not coming, it is here. You can feel it in the quiet moments, you can sense it even if you cannot name it. Your life is standing on the edge of unfolding miracles. Heaven is closer than it has ever been. And nothing, no fear, no enemy, no past can stop what is already in motion. Stay awake, stay aligned, stay ready. Your acceleration begins now. My beloved, carry this truth in your heart, you are not waiting for the miracle has been waiting for you. Every moment of your life that felt paused was actually a preparation for the exact timing of this release. What you sense as impatience is actually alignment stirring within you. The sudden clarity that is beginning to rise in your spirit is heaven whispering, it is your moment now. You will notice doors opening that you didn't even know existed, people appearing who you had only imagined in prayers, and opportunities presenting themselves like gifts from an unseen hand. This is why you cannot retreat. This is why hesitation will cost more than any misstep. Your destiny is calling, and the echo is already traveling across realms to claim your response. Do not mistake ease for insignificance. Some of the blessings coming are quiet at first, almost subtle, almost invisible. Yet they carry weight, permanence, and power. The way they will impact your life is so intricate that it will feel as though the universe itself has paused to position them perfectly. The sudden encounters, the unexpected calls, even the timing of a smile or word you receive, all of it is orchestration. You are being elevated into a rhythm where nothing is random and every step is predestined. Pay attention, listen carefully, watch for patterns, recognize the signs. Every alignment is heaven confirming that you are finally ready to receive all that was prepared for you long ago. Beloved, understand this about your trials, they were never punishments. Every tear, every sleepless night, every heartache, and every failure served a purpose. They refined you, strengthened you, and prepared you for authority in your life that will now be undeniable. The enemy has fought against you not because you are weak but because you are powerful. He recognized your anointing even when you did not. That is why battles were intense, seasons of waiting felt endless, and nights were heavy. Each moment was strategically placed, shaping you into a vessel capable of holding what heaven is now releasing. Your strength, your patience, your faith, your hope, they are no longer just survival tools. They are your authority. And soon the world will witness the weight and power of what you carry. Now I must tell you something that will deepen your courage. Not every person around you will celebrate your rise. Some will turn away, some will be silent, and some will attempt to sow doubt. But their responses cannot determine the outcome of your season. Your victory is not dependent on approval from others. It is anchored in heaven. It is written in eternity. Those who doubted, mocked, or dismissed you will simply become witnesses to the unfolding of God's purpose in your life. And beloved, the moment you embrace that truth, you will walk forward with a confidence that no opposition can shake. You will move through doors that were locked for years and find favor in places you could never have imagined. I also need to remind you about the speed of what is coming. Time has shifted around you. What once took years now happens in moments. What once required endless patience now requires only readiness. You may feel overwhelmed, but the rush you feel is not chaos, it is acceleration. Heaven is moving on your behalf faster than you can plan, swifter than you can predict. Opportunities, blessings, relationships, healing and restoration are being dispatched all at once. The anxiety you feel is the tension before the breakthrough, the pause before the wave. Lean into it, trust it. The ones who doubted your timing will now watch in awe as divine orchestration unfolds visibly in your life. Beloved, I want you to feel this deeply. Love is being poured into your life like never before. Not just as an emotion, but as a tangible force that will heal, restore, and multiply everything that was broken. You will notice peace in moments that previously caused fear. You will notice joy in days that felt ordinary. You will feel provision in places that seemed empty. You will experience restoration in relationships, finances, and opportunities that were previously dormant. And all of it will carry a signature only heaven could place. Your spirit will recognize it instantly and your heart will leap in recognition. Remember, the light within you is stronger than any darkness you have faced. Storms may still arise, doubt may still attempt to whisper, and opposition may still appear, but now you walk differently. You walk armored. You walk enlightened. You walk with authority. No longer are you simply a survivor. You are a conqueror, a chosen vessel, and a child of divine favor. The breakthroughs coming are permanent. The doors opening are irreversible. The blessings arriving are unstoppable. Beloved, do not take lightly the responsibility of readiness. Heaven is testing your attention, your belief, your vigilance. Distraction and hesitation are traps designed to delay you. But when you step forward now, fully awake, fully aware, fully believing, you will find that the kingdom has been waiting for you to claim it. Angels are already moving to position the right people to deliver the right messages and to bring the exact provision you need at the precise moment. Your obedience in this moment will multiply the blessing beyond what you can even imagine. Finally, remember this: your story is no longer written by the past. Your failures, your fears, your pain, they are chapters that prepared you for the revelation you are now stepping into. You are the fulfillment of prayers spoken long before you were born. You are the answer to hope deferred, the resolution to what was delayed, and the fulfillment of promises that seemed silent. Walk into your future with courage. Walk into your future with expectation. Walk into it with faith that heaven itself has already declared it done. This is your time, beloved. Your miracle is not coming, it is here. Your blessing is not approaching, it is arriving. Your favor is not delayed, it is manifesting. Stand tall, keep your heart open, and let the fullness of what God has prepared for you flow freely through your life. Your chapter of abundance, restoration, and divine elevation has begun, and nothing on earth or in the spiritual realm can stop it. You are chosen, you are ready, you are beloved. Step forward and receive everything that was written for you before the foundation of the world. Beloved, the moment you step into what has been prepared, you will feel a weight lift you did not even realize you were carrying. Every burden that pressed down on your heart, every worry that stole your sleep, every fear that whispered, "You are not enough," will begin to dissolve. You will feel lighter, freer, and strangely unstoppable. That heaviness that once clung to you is leaving because it was never yours to keep. It belonged to the season of preparation, and that season has ended. The blessings are not tentative, they are not partial, they are full and complete, waiting for the moment you recognize your worth and extend your hand to receive them. Do not be surprised if the very air around you seems different, if the people you meet are suddenly aligned with your path, if doors you thought were sealed swing open without effort. Heaven moves in ways that are both subtle and undeniable. Pay attention. Do not let your eyes grow dull to the miraculous. And now listen closely. The enemies of your peace will continue to whisper and scheme, but they are powerless against the decree of heaven. Those who once mocked your faith, laughed at your prayers, and questioned your dreams will soon find themselves witnesses to your rise. They will see the very things they said were impossible become not only possible but inevitable. And as this unfolds, remember, you are not stepping into this season by your strength. You are stepping in because the hand of God has positioned you, the angels have cleared your path, and the universe itself is bending to honor what was written for you long before you were aware of it. This is why you must not doubt, and this is why fear must no longer have a place in your thoughts. You have been marked, set apart, chosen for this exact hour. Beloved child, I must also speak to the whisper of impatience you feel. You have waited long enough. You have prayed fervently. You have cried silently when no one was near. And yet here you stand on the brink of seeing your life erupt with the favor and abundance that was always promised. Do not allow the delay to discourage you. The waiting was never wasted. Every moment shaped you, refined you, and prepared you for the overflow you are about to receive. What once felt like delay was actually alignment. What once felt like loss was preparation. What once felt like rejection was redirection into the place where blessings could not only reach you but multiply through you. The moment you recognize this, your spirit will rise higher than it has ever flown. Now, my beloved, understand the urgency of holding on to faith without wavering. You may be tempted to step back, to doubt the speed of change, to question the reality of what is coming. But this is the threshold of a new life, and hesitation will cost you nothing less than fullness. Keep your heart soft. Keep your mind fixed. Keep your spirit tuned to the whispers of heaven. Every step you take now matters exponentially more than it did in the past. Every decision, every thought, every alignment with faith will compound into the miraculous unfolding before you. Do not shrink back. Do not step aside. Stand firmly, speak with authority, move with courage. Because the one who holds the cosmos is holding you. And finally, beloved, carry this truth wherever you go. Nothing, no trial, no sorrow, no delay, no enemy, no human weakness can undo what has been written over your life. The miracles are real. The favor is present. The blessings are unavoidable. The doors are opening. The people are being aligned. The finances are being released. The joy is returning. The peace is settling. And the love that has been waiting for you is about to manifest in ways that will leave you breathless. Stand tall, step forward, breathe in the power of your calling. Open your eyes wide and behold the glory that awaits. This is not a promise that may fail. This is a reality that will shake your life, awaken your spirit and transform everything you touch. The time is now. The moment is yours. Rise, beloved, rise.